Good morning, beloveds. The sun has come out, but I was just watching the news, and so I would ask you to please treat or pray for our neighbors here in the south. We had a storm roll through here yesterday morning. It rolled through pretty quick, and I heard a little thunder. I saw one flash of lightning, and for us, there were some cool clouds, but it was pretty anticlimactic. But when it rolled through the rest of the southern states, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, it spawned some pretty ugly weather. So please have a good thought for our southern neighbors as they recover from. And one of the things that I always like to treat for is resource allocation. The amazing thing about this country is we have the resources. We don't always have the system in place to get them where they need to go as fast as possible. So that is always my treatment for any kind of natural disaster, i.e. the tornadoes that kind of rip through the south, is we have the resources and they are on their way. Resource allocation. So, it is March 18th, and our title is Expectancy. So, in spiritual mind treatment, we are dealing with a law of as definite as that which takes a cabbage seed and makes a cabbage out of it instead of cauliflower. We are dealing with a creative power that acts upon our thinking. This power we did not make, but we may use. It operates upon us like all other forces in nature. With this in mind, we have every right to expect all that is desirable. We should daily affirm that new ideas are coming to us, new ways of doing things, that we are meeting new and wonderful friends, new situations, with joyous things are going to happen to us. The creative power is always reacting to us as we act in it. It is always creating in our bodies and in our affairs. Consequently, we should all learn to live in a state of joyous and enthusiastic expectancy. This is the principle upon which faith, or the answer to prayer, is based. Let us, then, bless everything we do and everyone we meet, knowing that the limitation of the past need not be carried into the future. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too much to ask for of the power that can do anything. Today I go forth in joy, knowing that everyone is my friend, knowing that I am a friend to all. I believe that divine love is protecting me and divine intelligence is guiding me. It is my sincere desire to share everything I have with others and to expect the greatest good for everyone. Knowing that the same Spirit, the one Spirit of the living God, is in all, over all, and through all, I expect more good than I have ever experienced. I am keeping my mind open to divine intuition, the instinctive knowledge that is the omnipresent wisdom that ordains, governs, and controls everything. And the Bible quote is, "My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him." And that is Psalm 62:5. Okay. There's this beautiful idea that Science of Mind has that says principle is not bound by precedent. And he kind of hints at that. I'm highly distracted by the cat that is curled up in the sunshine beside me because he's pretty. So I'm going to interrupt myself for just a minute and see if I can show him to you. All right. I don't get to see Foster a lot because he's skittish, but there he is. He's a black cat, but when you see him in the sunlight, he's got this really beautiful chocolate brown color. So, and he also has green eyes, so he's beautiful. And I'm talking quietly like it matters. He's just like, whatever. Okay, so principle is not bound by precedent, which means that just because it has happened that way in the past, it doesn't have to continue happening that way. It means that if we make a different decision and go a different way, it can change. And that is one of the greatest gifts ever. It means that it's possible to change. And it's also, it means that there's always possibility. And that's what he means by expectancy. We should expect the good. And it's interesting to live that way. I am an optimist. I really am. I just believe that things will work out. Even in the midst of the chaos, when they don't look like they're working out, I believe that they're going to work out. Do they always work out the way I expect them to? No. But in the end, most situations, some good does come out of. I am a little bit of a Pollyanna. I admit that. And I'm grateful for that. And it's something that occasionally I have to work on because, you know, you get in those moods. I've dealt with anxiety and I've dealt with depression, and I know. So it's kind of ironic to be to deal with clinical depression and be an optimist. It's like, well, I'm depressed now, but it's going to work out. I'll be okay. Do I need to take active steps in managing the depression? Absolutely. But, so, expectancy. In spiritual mind treatment, we are dealing with a law as definite as that which takes a cabbage seed and makes a cabbage seed out of it instead of a cauliflower. What we put into it is what we get out of it. If we plant cabbage seeds, we're going to get cabbage. So that's why he uses those gardening metaphors. This law is as immutable as gravity. It's like if we jump off of a cliff, gravity is going to take us down. So if we use this law, it's going to, if we use it in the manner, because I mean, God bless us, we don't want to jump off cliffs without appropriate gear, whatever that, you know, parachutes, hang gliders, you know, things like that. And so that's what spiritual mind treatment is. Think about it that way. Spiritual mind treatment is the appropriate equipment for jumping off cliffs and dealing with gravity. So if you are going to jump off of a cliff and you do it safely, then you use all of the gear, whatever your choice is, hang gliders. And so spiritual mind treatment is the safety equipment for dealing with this law, because it helps you to use it within its nature, which gives you a much more predictable outcome. There will always be an outcome, but if you want to have a predictable outcome, then you need to use the law within its own nature. All right. We are dealing with a creative power that acts upon our thinking. This power we did not make, but we may use. And that's one of the things. It's like, we didn't make this power. We didn't create this power, but we may use it. We can use it. We always are using it. The question is, are we using it effectively? It operates upon us like all other forces in nature, which is why I brought up gravity. We should daily affirm that With this in mind, we have the right to expect all that is desirable. We should daily affirm that new ideas are coming to us, new ways of doing things, that we are meeting new and wonderful friends, new situations, that joyous things are going to happen to us. Why would you affirm every day that bad things are going to happen? It doesn't make sense. And yet, we do. We do. Somebody made a reference to Murphy's Law the other day, and it's like, why would we want to think that way? I mean, we're human. That's why. But we don't have to. So Ernest is advocating that we should daily affirm that new ideas are coming to us, new ways of doing things, that we're meeting new and wonderful friends in new situations. Expectancy, joyous expectancy, joyful anticipation. How would your life change if you said what could go right every day? Because frequently we're busy working about, okay, what could go wrong? And there is some of that we need to do. We do need to take appropriate preparation. I said preparation, not precautions. So, but instead of focusing on what could go wrong, I mean, we want to prepare for it, but focus on what could go right. How would your life change if you thought that thought every day? The creative power is always reacting to us as we act in it, capital I. Okay, so the creative power is always reacting to us as we act in it. It's reacting to us as we act in it, which means it is responding to our actions. Which means if we're not quite getting what we want, then it's time to take a hard look at how we are acting in it. And if we are getting what we want, that's a good time to take a hard look at what we're doing, because we want to continue to do what's working. So if things are clicking along and working really well, that's as good a time as any to look and go, okay, well, what am I doing? So that I can keep doing it. It's not just about when things are going wrong, looking at what we're doing. It's also when things are going right. That's one of the reasons why we have that pray up in the good times. Pray up in the good times. When things are going well, you pray then, so that your default, when things aren't going quite your way, your default is you're pulling from a store that you already have. It's like, I already have all of this stored up. I have this go-to prayer that I know works because I've looked at it. That is the reason why we are science of mind. Because we use the scientific method. We look at our behavior in good times and in bad. Because we want to know what's working. And we want to keep doing that. All right. It is always creating in our bodies and in our affairs. That it's a throwaway phrase, but that's where his healing ideas came from. This creative law works in our bodies as well, which means we have the power within ourselves to support the healing process. Consequently, we should all learn to live in a state of joyous and enthusiastic expectancy. What could go right? What could go right? That's your mission today. So when I forget it, come back looking for it. That's it. This is the principle upon which faith or the answer to prayer is based. Let us then bless everything we do and everyone we meet, knowing that the limitations of the past need not be carried into the future. So, bless everything we do and everyone we meet. Bless everyone you meet. No matter what kind of interaction you have with them, bless them. We all have those people who walk into our lives and they're just difficult. They are. But if we bless them, knowing we are going to interact with them, we bless them, it probably will change the way we interact with them. And by virtue of that, it will change the way they interact with us. Try it. You might like it. And knowing that the limitations of the past need not be carried in the future. Principle is not bound by precedent. Just because it happened this way every time up into that. If we make one small change, whatever that is, and it can just be a change in our attitude, we can have a radical shift in our lives. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too much to ask of the power that can do anything. Nothing is too much to ask of the power that can do anything. All right? Sometimes it feels like it's just too much. It's not. Now, frequently we need more hands on deck, but it's possible. Whatever it is. Today, I go forth in joy, knowing that everyone is my friend, knowing that I am a friend to all. I have a responsibility to be friendly to everybody. In my passing interactions, there's no reason for me to be rude. There's no reason for me to be mean. Catch me on a day and I may tell you differently, especially after I've had a series of incidents. But it's kind of, I do really honestly try and follow the rule: if I can't say something nice, to not say anything at all. So that when I'm having those interactions with people and I'm just like, and I could say something rude, if I can't, then all I can do is silently think in my mind, God bless you, you are a child of God, and not say anything at all. So, that's, yeah. And do I have to make every person I meet my new best friend? No. But I can be kind to everyone. So today I go forth in joy, knowing that everyone is my friend, knowing that I am a friend to all. I'm going to be kind. And if you do not respond kindly to me, I have still done my part to be kind, and I will simply remove myself from your presence. And that is your power, your right, and your responsibility. You know, if people are not acting kindly to you, you have the right, and the responsibility to protect yourself, to move yourself out of that situation. Okay, I believe that divine love is protecting me and divine intelligence is guiding me. Say that to yourself every day when you get up in the morning. It is my sincere desire to share everything I have with others and to expect the greatest good for everyone. And Ernest really did believe that, and that's one of the things that I love about him. Knowing that the same Spirit, the one Spirit of the living God, is in all, over all, and through all, I expect more good than I have ever experienced, because I am meeting the children of God. And I'm telling myself that. And good can come from that. I am keeping my mind open to divine intuition, the instinctive knowledge that there is the omnipresent wisdom that ordains, governs, and controls everything. I admit every time he uses the word controls, it rings a little with me. I get it. I get why he's using it. So, but yeah, I do react to that word too. So I told you I'd already seen the mission. Our mission is to live. The mission today, should we choose to accept it. The mission, should we choose to accept it, is to live in a state of joyous and enthusiastic expectancy. What could go right? What could go right today? What could go right today? You know, I do say make all the preparations, take your precautions, prepare, but think, what could go right? What could go right? And that's our mission today. And as always, I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. The sun is fantastic today. It's dropped back into the 50s, so it was really nice to go for a run today. So I got a nice, good face full of sun, which makes me feel good. And it was a brisk run, so that was good. I enjoyed that. So do something to engage your mind and your body today. Get some fresh air. Go for a walk. Whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be a long walk, just a short walk. Just walk around the block. Change of scenery. Hug your four-leggeds with fur, because he's still curled up asleep. I love it. Oh, there's nothing quite like having a cat curled up asleep next to you, because you know he feels safe. The only thing that would make it better if he was purring, and if I pet him, he probably will. So, but then I'll get distracted, so and I gotta get to work today. All right, beloveds. Loving, kind, compassionate. Always. Because you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased. Always. This is the state of grace that we live in. And that's why I say it that way. Because people are like, how can I be a beloved child of God that God is well pleased in? I've done all of this. What you have done doesn't matter in that state of grace. Now, the best apology is changed behavior. So if you have that thought, I've done all of this, okay, that's fine. God still loves you, and you have the opportunity to change what you have done so that, but you live in that state of grace that God loves you, Spirit loves you. And the reason for that is because you are part of itself. Yep. You are part of itself. All right. So open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven now. Look for the good. Prepare for the good. Expect the good. Because the more you look for, the more you'll see. All right, beloveds. It's Thursday. Oh, yeah, it's Thursday. I went for a run. I have a calendar that tells me. So oh, no, there is a call tonight. If you would like to talk to practitioners, practitioner John and Marissa are on tonight at 7. So if you don't have that phone number, email info@creativelife.org, and that will get you on the mailing list. You can get the phone number, you can call them. They do it every Thursday from 7 to 7:30 Central Time. I think it's done by Telebridge. So, resources. All right, Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. I will be back on Facebook Live with you at 9 a.m. And if you enjoy this, I am archiving it on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. All right, have a wonderful day, beloveds.